We're just a few days away from the 2025 NFL Draft. That means it's time to go through every team by team. Final mock draft from my final mock draft. This is every pick in the NFL. We're going team by team. We're to the Los Angeles Rams. This is a team that doesn't have a ton of cap. They're missing their second-round pick from last year, a trade that they made. They got 26. They have 2 at the end of the third round, and then they have 4 sixth-round picks with a fourth-rounder in the middle. So let's start it with L.A. at 26. Jihaad Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama. I think this kid is an absolute dog if you play him on the edge. The thing that scares me is that I don't love him as an off-ball linebacker. I think he can do it, just not necessarily – I don't necessarily want him to do it all the time. I think he's a much better edge rusher, and if you look at the tape on him and how he came into Alabama, when he's just rushing quarterbacks, he's not having to think about assignments and different things like that. This kid's really, really high end. But I do think he can play on the edge opposite Jared Verse and then slide on the inside in more base alignments, more not even base to be more nickel, to be really honest with you, where I could use him as a blitzer. He holds up in coverage. It's just I don't want him to do it all the time. So Jihaad Campbell here at 26. Number 90, they get an offensive lineman. I think this kid can play tackle, but probably better at guard. Wyatt Milum from West Virginia, just a big old country strong, meaner than hell guard that wants to flatten your face every time he gets out in front of a pull. I think he should go higher than this. I have him comfortably in my top 100. I think he's a 70 for me overall. But it seems like a lot of people in the industry don't like him because he is his tape doesn't jump off. He's not like Tyler Booker that kills people out in the flat. He just consistently does it. I'll be honest with you, I had him very close to Tyler Booker. Because I think in terms of guard, he can be that good. 101, Kobe Bryant, cornerback out of Kansas. He's real easy to remember because he plays a lot like his namesake did. He's just an absolute killer. I mean, I think he is one of the best finishing corners of all the players in this league, all the players in this draft. I believe this kid, if you give him enough time on the outside, can be a top 20 to 25 corner in the league, and you get him here at 101 because he's not a finished product. He's way too aggressive at times, and that leads to some double moves getting him. But he is an absolute dog and really good playing up against the run, too. He lives by the Mamba mentality. His parents named him after Kobe Bryant. They just spelled it different. So Kobe Bryant there at 101. Pick 127, I get them the quarterback, Will Howard. That's actually much better value on a quarterback because I have Howard close-ish to Shuck. Shuck went 60 picks ahead of this. So you get Howard here at 127 as the third quarterback behind Garoppolo for a year. I think he would slide in as the backup next year and could ultimately be the heir apparent to Matthew Stafford. I like the fit in that McVay offense. These are two different schemes. But seeing what he did last year with talent, just getting the ball on time to guys in space in that Chip Kelly offense, I think that could translate to this. And he will make up for the mistake that was Stetson Bennett. I will still, if I live to be 200 years old, never figure out how Sean McVay went. Yeah, let's do that. Then we have 4 sixth-round picks. Just so happens to be several guys that I like a lot. Tyron Ingram-Dawkins from Georgia. It's a 5-tech, play on the end of a 3-man line. He's hyper athletic. He's going to have to get stronger. He's got really long arms. All of the things that you really need for this kid body frame-wise to turn into a really good player in the league. He's just going to have to be developed. He didn't jump off the tape at Georgia, but I did see some raw in him that I liked. Then he went to the combine and absolutely blew it up at the combine. So now, for me, I had him in the 5th round before. Now I have him in the 4th round, but I think he's going to go closer to the 6th. And he goes here to the Los Angeles Rams. Isaac Tesla, big slot from Arkansas, who I absolutely love. I love the idea of him playing in L.A. because I look at Jordan Whittington, Cooper Kupp, all these guys that have played into this system, and I think Whittington's going to be really good too. But you give him a year to really learn, and Tesla can be a really good deep threat out of the slot. Because if you can't get your hands on him, he's so damn big and he's so fast that he gets over the top in a hurry. He was amazing at the Senior Bowl, really made a name for himself. None of us knew who he was. Because they didn't tell us. He just shows up, and there's this Goldilocks from Arkansas. We didn't know who he was. Then we see his name, and I go, oh, wait a minute, I do remember that guy. From Arkansas, when I was watching tape on Andrew Armstrong, and the more I watched him at the Senior Bowl, the more it made me want to go back and dig into the tape, and the more I dug into the tape, the more I liked him. So you get him here at 195. Then 2 picks to start the 200s. Keaton Crawford, safety out of Nevada. Kid started at Texas? I think he was at Texas for a handful of years. Never really made an impression. Went to Nevada, and you can very much see that there's a lot to like with him. I think he starts as a special teamer, maybe carves out a role in time in the base defense. And then Caden Priscorn, tight end out of Ole Miss, really soft hands. I don't know athletically if he's good enough to be a starter in the league, but he does have the hands, and he is built. Whatever you think the stereotypical build for an NFL tight end is, it's Caden Priscorn. So he's got the body build, got good hands. That's enough for me to take a shot on him here at 202. Los Angeles Rams fans, what do you think of this 7-round mock draft for the Rams? Are there players that you'd like to talk about with your team? Throw those in the comments. I answer all those. Trying to get to all of them before we get to Green Bay on Thursday for every pick of the 2025 NFL Draft. We're covering it live right here in the Sportsocracy. I'm at ESPN Draft Nerd Jeremy Green. You can find me there on Twitter and see all of our coverage live from Green Bay right here. This has been a 7-round mock draft, final mock draft for your Los Angeles Rams.